Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, firstly, welcome to the channel. I hope you guys have all been very well. My name is Robin Hunuki and I run a digital marketing agency here on the northern beaches of Sydney. Now, before I start, I want to make sure that not only yourself, your friends, but more importantly, your family are doing well during this time. We've actually seen a few restrictions being lifted here, at least here in Australia and Sydney, and we're starting to come back to normality. Now, obviously, over the last couple of months, things have sort of set itself where there's going to be a lot more time to even get back to where we were beforehand, but I just hope that you guys understand that whenever there's a down, there's always going to be an up. So make sure that you stay positive, stay keen on pursuing whatever goal that you've had, whatever setbacks that's been there, know that you can come out of it there. Now, with this video here, I have actually built a free video mini-series that I gave to people who were interested during this time, but actually what I wanted to do was just to put it out there. Put it out to the public and make sure that anyone who is either inquisitive or wanting to know how they can position themselves during or after this particular setback here, or opportunity for some that are looking at more the optimistic side, then hey, as a business owner, this here would help you at least set those foundations and move forward. So this is the first video out of the multi-video mini-series. Hope you guys enjoy. Cheers. Okay, first and foremost, I want to thank you for taking the time and even the opportunity to understand a little bit more about social media and how it can help benefit not only your personal brand, but as well your business moving forward. Now, as we understand, during these times of unease and uncertainty, it's probably the best time in your business's history to even actually understand more about the social media space. So number one, you could be someone who is completely oblivious to the benefits of social media. And this video series here would help at least open up some awareness and some discussions on how you can use social media to your advantage moving forward. Now, there could be a second group here, which is a little bit more understanding, or a little bit more, at least they've got the fundamentals set up within social media, but they're just looking to take their game to the next level. They understand the benefits of it, but probably don't have or haven't had the time to invest in actually developing it and building it up. And there's also that third group out there, that ones who've been really taking social media just literally by the scruff of the neck and really been ramping it up. They also probably see some advantages right now where because of because they've built their brand and their social media presence, that they've actually got a community or raving fans, so to speak, where they have this self-fulfilling environments or self-fulfilling community, which is just continuously serving each other. So as an example, one of my clients who was a gym down in Melbourne, and they've been able to really capitalize on their community. Right now, because gyms aren't necessarily able to operate and function, they've transitioned onto the online space quite seamlessly. And because of that, because over the last 12, 14 months that we've been working together, they've really built that strong brand of unity and strong brand of community online, that it simply transitions from what's in their facility in their fitness center over to the online space. So we have strategies right now that we're actually implementing to help them continue move the needle forward within their business, but as well help serve their community online. So that's essentially what's one of the clients that we have who've been basically leveraging this for the last 14 months up until now. Reason being, coincidentally, is for times like this where no one ever envisioned or saw the fact that everyone's going to be stuck in isolation or quarantine. But the fact is, people who've been really working just day in, day out on the social brand, on their presence online, building that brand and actually taking market share is all up until, all for now. So I hope this is of value. I hope you guys do get something from it. I really wanted to preface in the welcoming video like this. Just the intention is just to share the knowledge that I have been able to embark on my clients who are actually thriving during this time, and being able to throw a few strategies out there that you guys can run with and take moving into the next couple of weeks. Again, depending on how, at least here in Australia, if you are watching it, it could be slightly different around the world, but we are in lockdown at the moment. Only the essential services are operating, but a lot of small business, medium business owners are stuck, probably with it's a blessing in disguise, right? Where, they've got maybe a lot more time on their hands to really invest and learn a lot more about this online space. Because those who do take advantage of this now, and from what we've found, at least with our agencies, that a lot of the Australian businesses, they're very slow at adopting, and it's not necessarily their fault. It's because, a lot of their practices and a lot of the communities and audiences and marketplace that they've been servicing their product or service is, it's a lot slower than the likes of London, Dubai, New York, and all those high or top tier countries have been able to leverage. So again, with this intention of this video is to share a few more tips and tricks on how you can take your game to the next level, or better yet, just even understand the benefits of social media so that you can move forward with the information provided. So without further ado, let's jump into it. And what I've got here, let me try that again. What I've got here is basically the prominent social media platforms that I'm wanting to share with you guys. Number one, we all understand just the sheer vastness of how big Facebook is within this space. It encapsulates quite a number of users. When I last saw, I think it was close to at least 4.5 billion active users online. So that's quite a lot. You've also got LinkedIn here as well, which I'll speak about a little bit more in depth, YouTube, and as well Instagram. Now, one thing you'll notice as well is that a lot of the things that I do is, I put it out, I practice on what I do, I test and measure on my own personal accounts before I transition it over into my clients. Now, the benefit of that is, you're relevant, you understand what is working real time basically on these platforms, because we understand that Facebook always update their algorithms, always put in new changes and new benefits to the platform. It's just being able to leverage it. So again, the reason why we would always be in front of our competitors, or at least people within our space, is because we're testing and measuring real time with our own accounts. So within Facebook now, as a business owner, you would either have a business page or a personal page. Most often than not, we all have our personal pages, and all that's good and well. However, in order for us to capitalize on what Facebook provide us as advertisers, personal pages are very, very limited. So what I mean by that is, let's jump over to my personal one here at the moment. Now we can see that there's content, there's a bit of detail about who I am, photos, pictures, and although that's all good and well, the benefits of using something like a business page, it just enables you to use things like Facebook ads, to use analytics, to just see how many people have been, on your page, how long have they frequented, what posts react the best, what ones don't. You've got a lot of these metrics that not many business owners, I guess, number one, are able to look through and go into a little bit more minute detail on seeing what works and what doesn't. But just as the general business owner, if you are operating just off your personal page only, I would continue that, because again, I'm all about personal branding. I'm very big about being able to open yourself up to the community and as well other businesses and audiences, But usually what happens now is a lot of consumers are looking not necessarily at the business or brand itself, but they're looking at the person behind it. So if you have a strong personal brand that resonates with morals, values of the consumer, then most often than not, they'll probably do business with you because they understand who the person is behind the brand. So that's very key. So again, if you are leveraging your personal Facebook page, keep doing that, keep putting out value, keep putting out posts that help your current audience sets just gain value. But also remember that you're only operating at probably about 5 or 10%, honestly, within this space. If you actually transition and build your personal brand through a business page like this, there are so many other things that you can do. You can specifically target down the individual or the person who you'd be your ideal clients. So as an example, if you're a business coach who is looking at identifying business leaders in their industry or in a industry, you can definitely really niche down and actually identify and target them through Facebook ads. That is something that's coming on a little bit later in the video series, but for now, my intention is just to show you and share with you guys why you should be using different parts of the platform. So again, be sure to use and leverage the business page if you are building a personal brand. Business coaches out there, even fitness experts as well, yet they're running their own business, their own gym center, their own fitness studio, but also have your own personal brand out there, because there could be other avenues or just pathways that you might dive down later on down the track. And because you've got your own personal brand, because you stand for something, that will not only help with moving across a lot of your audience there, but you've got people who are probably not in your region or where the gym is, but they're following you from all the way over in Amsterdam or New York, and they're resonating with the message that you're putting out there. So those are a few of the ideas that I have, especially with business owners out there who have a strong personal brand. Okay, so you can see that there. This is essentially it. There's nothing really too crazy. I can show you guys very quickly how to create a cover page, have something that represents you here, and just, have the dynamics of with LinkedIn, and I'll go into a little bit more detail. There's a lot of this lack of flavor. There's a lack of substance on the actual individual itself. Everyone's looking the same with their own portrait shots of themselves in a suit or a tie. But I find that those who are actually portraying themselves accurately online who are congruent with the image that they have online to how they act day in, day out. Just in general, those are the ones who start to, or actually, levitate from the rest of the people there. So again, a little bit more strategy later, but that's what I would suggest you guys do with Facebook. Beforehand, there was so many ideas and ideologies on, LinkedIn is for more professional, Facebook's a lot more personal, where in fact they are probably right, but still you don't want to be able to go with the masses. You want to be able to stick out, and those are a few of the strategies that we suggest doing. All right, let's quickly jump over to my business page here. So this is RH Media. Basically, what we do here is we help businesses increase revenue through proven, systemized social media strategies. So on your business page, as an example, what I would suggest you do is have something very similar to like this, which identifies and lets people know immediately what you're about. So again, people understand that we help increase revenue. We also look at social media management strategies. So again, very, very short but succinct message there. As you can scroll down, we've been throwing out a lot of value and a lot of posts recently. And as it scrolls through, just something that can help out businesses out there. Now, there's a lot of other things that you can do with automating a lot of the posts out there. But as long as the post there has relevance to what you guys provide to the marketplace, I think that's key. A lot of businesses out there who look at automation generally try and throw up as much as they can or whatever they can, but just miss the entire point. If you are looking to automate posts and automate putting out content, please make sure that it is relevant to your industry, or at least has some value that people who follow your page will look to for advice. So you can see, as an agency myself, specializing on social media, anything to do with marketing, anything to do with advertising on these platforms is what you'll see come through. And also I do look to provide a little bit more, just not necessarily just in the box itself, but just a little bit on the outer, on the peripheral vision, where email marketing could work, other ways that you can set up automation within your business to help streamline certain aspects that that, say for example, as a sales funnel or a sales page, you've got that looking after your sales aspect of your business, while you can solely focus in on refining and making a lot better your internal operations or even just your customer service. So those are a lot of the strategies that we speak about on how we can automate, which then allows you as the business owner to really double down, triple down on the areas that you feel is most important. Customer service. So that's ultimately it. So that's Facebook in its essence. As a business owner, if you have, or if you found other platforms that work best for you, regardless, I would still strongly recommend that you have at least a presence on Facebook with your personal brand and as well your business page. All right, let's jump over to LinkedIn. Now, we all understand that LinkedIn here is more of that professional, more of the, just the white collar aspect where people go in there just to specifically do business. Now, there has been some merge or some continuity between both Facebook and LinkedIn, but we find that the ones who make it a little bit more personal, a little bit more, how to explain it, just share a little bit more about themselves, show a little bit more vulnerability, but a lot of their essence is solely on business and what they provide to the marketplace. But slowly but surely, just merging into the one. Beforehand, a lot of people would look down upon, posts even like my own display pic here, just a bit too informal. Where in fact, a lot more people are finding that, there is a just a miscommunication or just incongruence with how they perceived on LinkedIn. When if you catch up with them over a coffee or just in a meeting, that's when you get past a lot more of that business stuff, without swearing or with a lack of a better phrase. Once you get to see the essence of the actual person themselves, they're actually a down to earth person, someone who's either family orientated, someone who likes going outdoors, someone who's very interested in a certain topic. Those are the things that generally have people picking them over other people based on, I'm sure that results play a very, very big part in it. But usually if you have two people who have very similar results, very similar services or products that they provide, that's usually the one that they resonate with most. And as an example, if you're a family if you're a family person and you've got a contractor or service provider who values family a lot, then there's those little nuances that help get you across the line. So my opinion with LinkedIn, what I would suggest you guys do is to have something that's not too formal, but also something that's not too casual, that would really just not really showcase who you are in a business perspective. So as you can see here, I'm using that constant photo that I had on my personal brand, just so that people can understand that they're both the same. That's, I'm all about business, but I'm also all about just being myself as well. I like, this backdrop as well. So again, very similar message that I send across. We help businesses increase revenue through proven, systemized social media strategies, and you can see that it's very consistent. Now, within your personal page, or at least your personal LinkedIn profile, in here, what we would do is we would go through just highlighting exactly what you do. So again, I help business owners increase revenue through proven, systemized social media strategies. Very similar to what I had with the point up here, and as well on Facebook. You want to reiterate to your customers, or to at least your audience, what you do. So there is a usual, you don't want to be able to annoy them, but you also want to make sure that they understand, what it is you actually do. But some people tend to sometimes keep it vague, and I even found myself that when I was a little bit more vague, not really many people would want to connect, or just they're a bit more confused on what I provide and how I help businesses out there. But as I got a little bit more specific, as I understood that, you really need to identify what you do and who you help, that's where you start to see a lot more connection, a lot more momentum in building your network. So within the About section here, you guys can go through it on your own time, but basically I just go through what I am, my services, my products, and who I help out online. So that's something you can go through. There's this feature section down here as well, which you can highlight any podcasts or any blogs that you put out there, or any posts that you have online, as referencing it in here. And as well, just the dashboard here. So what this dashboard is, it just identifies how many people have looked into it, and a little bit more of the metrics behind, how you're positioned online. And it shows some really good just analytics on where you situate yourself at the moment. If you scroll down as well, we understand that there is just areas on businesses that you've worked with. Now I'll go into a little bit more detail about this later, but this is just giving a lot more of that context on who you are, what you've been able to do with previous businesses that you've been associated with, and also just giving a little bit more just substance to who you are and what you're about. Because again, the more open you can be about what you've been able to do and deliver for businesses, the more context people can have on whether or not they should be dealing with you as well. And again, just my education and my skills and endorsements. All right, so that's LinkedIn itself. What I'll do now is just jump over to something very similar to Facebook business page, is actually your LinkedIn business page. As you can see here, as we load, so you can see that we've got very similar essence again on the message that I'm trying to portray to everyone, and as well as they go through, let me click as view as a member, you can see the content here. So as you can see, we help businesses increase revenue through proven. Again, same message across the board, and just a lot of the content that we've been able to push out here. So you can use tools that help push out content to multiple platforms out there, which I can go into a little bit more depth later. But ultimately, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you have yourself at least a presence on LinkedIn, both from a personal profile and as well a business perspective. All right, so let's quickly jump over to YouTube here. Now, we understand that YouTube is a lot more video-focused, video format media. And usually with business owners out there, what they tend to miss with this, which is why I'm hoping that this message is conveyed, is that YouTube is the second most used search engine online. And it's understandably behind Google search. So what I would suggest business owners out there do is actually look at certain areas within their business that they help other, their audience, their marketplace, whatever they do with their product or service, put together something that you can showcase on a video format on the second largest search engine in the world. So as an example here, what I've done is not only use my personal brand, but I've also highlighted some of the digital marketing strategies and tips that I would suggest business owners use moving forward. So again, being able to put out a little bit more content about who I am, what I do, who I help, and a lot more of the knowledge that I can partake and share with business owners out there. It just gives them a little bit more context and a little bit more, just a little bit more, again, substance on who I am, what I'm about, and how I stand. And you can see here, it's, there's a lot more better people out there who are really leveraging this. But usually what happens is that what how big their social media following is, they literally take that onto what business ventures that they go down. So again, the importance of building a strong personal brand and being able to leverage YouTube from a video content is key. It's all tied in together. So as a YouTube, or I guess within YouTube, what I would suggest you guys do, right, is start to put content on what your business is able to do, what your successes you've had with your testimonials or with your clients, even if you have just your mobile phone, right, and just set a video where, who you've helped, a testimonial of some sorts, and get them in front of them. So then you can line that up on YouTube. From there, you can tie that onto Facebook. You can copy that across to other platforms out there, include it into your email marketing that you have. There's so many things that you can use to leverage, but I would recommend wholeheartedly for business owners there to get used to the video format. Video format is it's not going away. So the sooner you can actually get yourself comfortable in front of a camera and comfortable relaying your message out there to the world, you're going to set yourself up for success. Those who sort of hold back and don't necessarily keep up with the way that the times are going, they unfortunately get left behind, and it's a lot harder for them to scrape back into getting market share when they had the opportunity 6-12 months ago. So again, this is a beautiful opportunity for you guys out there to start to refine your work, start to get better in front of a camera. Don't necessarily let it scare you as much. Start to get yourself familiar in a way that you can push out content just on the regular. That's easy for you. So again, I hope that makes a bit more sense. YouTube again is the second largest search engine in the world. Be sure to leverage it. Make sure that your business has that and actually a presence on there. And even if you have a couple of videos, that's a brilliant thing to start off with. So I highly, highly recommend. Now, last but not least, in a previous video, I only said the top 3, which was Facebook, LinkedIn, and as well YouTube. But within Instagram, there is a marketplace. There is a subsection of the market that literally only solely resides on here. So if you're a business owner that provides a product or a service to more of the younger demographic, then this is something I would highly recommend you situate yourself in. Now, not only with your business, but I would strongly suggest your personal brand. Now, I know that a lot of business owners out there seem to go, building my personal brand isn't necessarily what I want, but again, if you're looking about the long game, if you're looking about what impact you can have for society, for the community, if you can move past if you move past your bullshit and actually go into a point where you know that if you put out content and you put out video format, or if you put out just something that can help benefit the community and society, and thinking about the long game, or more or less thinking out more about yourself, it makes it a lot easier to start to just go, if I put this video out, how many people I'm going to help out? But if I don't, because I'm too caught up in my own stuff, then not only let yourself down, the business down, but you also let the people in the community down around you. So that's more of like a mind hack that I tell myself, and I do this with this video here as well. That's, if I don't do what I'm meant to be doing, I let people down, and that's, to me, I'm not all about that. That doesn't work for me. So that's I hope that's a little tangent ad hoc side hack that you can tell yourself when you're looking at putting out content. But I implore you to just get out there and do it, because the worst thing you can do is not take any action. Just let this opportunity go, and then 4 or 5 months down the track, when the economy starts to pick back up, you're looking to scramble and trying to push anything out there to try and get that market share. Whereas right now, at this moment in time, it's the best time to take advantage, fall, fail, get back up, test and measure. If that video doesn't work, try again, keep going. Ever since we were younger, as we got up to from a crawling to a walking stance to even riding our bike, we've done this before. But when it comes to video content, when it comes to anything that's, in my opinion, a lot simple to do rather than learning how to ride a bike, we talk ourselves out of it. So I'm really bullish on that. I really want you guys out there to explore the options of using video. And hey, who knows, in 5 years time, 10 years time, you'll be thanking yourself as you present in front of 1,000 people, and it's all online, and you've got this AI or AR, augmented reality, where anyway, I won't get into that. So I hope that makes a little bit more sense. This first video is just providing a bit more context, a welcome, and as well the primary platforms that you guys should be using as small business owners. Anyway, any questions that you guys do have, be sure to let me know in the comment section down below. And as well, if you guys have anything that you'd like me to add or speak about, please connect and let me know. Hope this is value, and I'll see you in the next video.